Everyone says that your first guitar pedal should be an overdrive or a distortion pedal. They're wrong. It should be a looper pedal. And in today's video, I'm going to help you make a decision of which pedal to buy by comparing three starter pedals: the Tank, the Boss Loop Station RC1, the Minimalist, Ditto, and the Underdog, the Lekato 9. These are actually all really good pedals. I own all three of them. They've all got different pros and cons. So I feel confident to recommend them all. However, today, I'm going to help you understand how each of those pedals can fit your exact requirements. And one of those pedals has a superpower, and it might make the difference to your decision. So why is a looper pedal a non-negotiable? Earlier, I told you that a looper pedal needs to be your first pedal. I strongly believe that. A looper pedal is absolutely brilliant for practice. You can record anything into it and play along with it. So you can practice scales, solos, chords. You can even record rhythmic sounds, so you can make a beat into it and play along with it. I also think that performing with looper pedals is incredible as well. I love it. My whole channel's about it. Ed Sheeran is the biggest artist in the whole world. Say no more. And finally, songwriting. Any ideas you have while you're playing can quickly be captured. You can add bits to it, you can embellish it. And ultimately, it's a tool that really unlocks your creativity for songwriting. Now, with that out of the way, let's get on to the important comparisons. The first category is price. The Ditto and Lekato are about the same price, between £50 and £60, or between $60 and $70. The Boss is considerably more expensive, so it's between £100 and £110 and a bit more in terms of USD. So if price is your only concern, definitely get one of these two models, the Ditto or the Lekato. There will be a section later to ask the question, is the extra price worth it for the Boss? So we'll come back to that later. Next category, ease of use. And here it's really simple. All the pedals are almost as easy to use as each other. They all have the same function of click once to record, click once to overdub, click once to play, click twice to stop, and hold it down to clear or undo or redo. So they're very similar. So there is literally no difference between all of them in terms of their ease of use, and they all do a brilliant job of looping. I haven't actually noticed pressing the pedals to have a difference. You do need to learn when you're looping. You do need to learn exactly when to press the pedal, and they are a little bit different, but once you've played around with it a bit, I would say they're all equally as easy to use. Here, Boss does have a significant benefit though. It does have two inputs and two outputs, so you can get stereo in, stereo out. And also you have this little button here that says stop, undo. And what that allows you to do is add a add-on pedal, which means you can control the stop or undo function on this pedal. So there's more functionality with this pedal. So that is a benefit for the Boss. In terms of size, the Boss is massive and the Ditto and the Lekato are about the same size. So if space is your concern and you don't have much space on the floor where you play, get one of these two pedals. If you don't mind a big old Tank that is robust, to be fair, and with that size and pedal comes a lot of quality, then you can get the Boss. Next category, power. All three of these pedals can be powered by a power supply here that you plug in. But the benefit of the Boss is you can also add a battery into the Boss, so thus you can power this without a power supply. I wouldn't necessarily trust that if I was doing a live gig. I always want all of my stuff plugged in because batteries can run out, and if that runs out in the middle of a set, you will not be happy. But the battery is a nice feature, could be good for busking, could be good for just normal bedroom use. Next category, visual display. And here's where the Lekato and the Boss both have quite a good visual display. And what this does is it helps you see where you are in the loop. So there's a little circle that goes around and it lets you see where you are in the loop, which is really helpful. And it also helps you to see where you are, whether you're recording, overdubbing, playing. So the kind of visual feedback and the visual display is absolutely better on these two pedals. The Ditto has one light here that goes different colors. So it's really difficult to know where you are in the loop. So you might find if visual feedback is important to you, don't get the Ditto. Onto some techie stuff with another category. Sound quality. I haven't noticed a difference between these three pedals. When I've plugged them into my amps, when I've plugged them into my computer, I haven't actually noticed a difference that I can hear. I have seen on certain forums that the Lekato sometimes adds some noise. I haven't noticed it, so this is my feedback, but just be aware that if hiss or noise is something you're worried about, the Lekato probably is a little bit less robust in that sense, but I haven't noticed that. Ditto has 24-bit recording, which is the best of all of them. So if sound quality is your absolute number one, the Ditto is your best option. And there is some really techy stuff like bypass mode. These two pedals have different bypass modes. Again, I can't hear the difference, but you can look up the difference between a buffered and a non-buffered bypass. And if that sways your decision, that might help, but it wouldn't to me. I couldn't hear a difference. And finally, onto the Superpower. One of these pedals has something that the others can't do, and it's the Lekato. The Lekato can store up to 9 pedals in its memory, and you can load audio from your computer directly into the pedal. This means you can actually have backing tracks on this pedal, which might be a really useful thing for either practice or actually using live in a gig. And really, this is a feature that's only really available on much bigger pedals. So it's quite a superpower for a little cheap pedal to have, but it's pretty cool. And if having backing tracks and the ability to save your recordings is important to you, then the Lekato is the pedal for you. So is the Boss worth the extra price? So what you're paying for, if you choose the Boss, you're paying for stereo input and a stereo output, or you could even have 2 instruments going in plus 2 outputs. So that might be useful for you if you want more going in, more coming out. The battery, it has a battery and the other 2 don't. And I think that's useful if you can see a use case for that. And the ability to expand the looper with the stop or the undo button is really, really helpful. And I think it's my favorite LED display. The visual display is the best in my opinion. So it's up to you if those features are enough for you to invest more in this pedal. I'm a bit of a Boss fiend. You can see over here, all my pedals are Boss. So to be honest with you, there's a bit of brand snobbery maybe as well, which would make me choose the Boss. But as I said, all 3 pedals are really, really useful. And hopefully I've given you some feedback and some thoughts that can help you understand exactly which of those pedals works for you. Because remember, it's your decision, and what you want to do with this looper pedal will be the thing that defines which one you want. So in summary, if you want the most reliable gig-ready pedal and value visual feedback, get the Boss. If you have limited pedal board space and prize simplicity and pristine audio quality, get the Ditto. And if you're on a tight budget, but you want the most features for your money, get the Lekato. So now you know which pedal you should get. The next thing you need to do is work out how to use it. This video is part of a playlist of videos that can help you improve your looping. And this whole channel is dedicated to looping and becoming a better musician. So have a dig around on the videos. I've got loads of videos about looping and Ableton. So if you're interested in using Ableton to create looping, check this video out here and I'll show you how to emulate this pedal in Ableton.